Dull end of season games. I'd imagine you feel a little bit aggrieved at the end of that.
Certainly, feel aggrieved. Didn't really want to strip the walls last game of the season, but that's what we needed at half time. To be honest with you, our defensive performance first half was diabolical. So they got a bit of a taste at that half time, and then you're looking for reaction, and the reaction was superb. Second half performance, very disappointed. Disappointed on us defensively. But, last game of the season, I'm sure we can dust ourselves down, top 10 finish in League One. We can be proud of those achievements, but it's about, as soon as it's done, it's about moving forward again and being better than what we were this season, next season.
I see, and today, you've been so good at defending set pieces recently, that was really your Achilles heel today.
3 goals from corners, so we talked about it, we discussed it, we worked on it in the tactical meeting not long before kick-off about the dangers at corners, and we conceded 3 goals, and that's the desire and application of trying to defend your box, which wasn't there today, to be honest with you, and that's what's cost us the game. Albeit the lad's 2 yards offside for the second goal as well, and it's a free kick leading up to their corner for the 4th goal as well. So apologies to our supporters losing the game on the last day, and certainly apologies to Southend, obviously, who won the game.
No Ryan Sweeney today. Not that it would have been a one-man thing, but he's not involved today.
No, it's about having a look. Obviously, Jake Salter and looking at options, at potential options next season, and seeing where we're about. Ryan Sweeney's been a credit, as has all the loan players have been this season, and done themselves justice. So thank them all for their efforts, but they go back to the clubs.
Absolutely, and a nice way to send off, and not the result, but Jermaine Easter getting a goal on his last appearance.
It was a little bit disappointed. Philly Mansell didn't manage to get him a few minutes. Got caught up in the motion of the game, but he's been a fantastic player and servant, and hopefully he'll take the youth team role that's coming, and likes of Steve Moldenhall as well. So it was nice for him to go around the pitch and get a good reception.
Yeah, and before the match, I thought it was a lovely moment with Steve Yates as well coming on. You could see the affection that the fans have got for him, and he's got for the club.
Certainly has. He loves the football club, and it was a fitting send off for not many people. Should be classed as the word legend, but I think he is here, to be honest with you, especially at what he thinks of the club and how he's gone about his business since he's come back at the club, and to get that passion. You look on my staff, I've got passionate staff that care, that want to do well for this football club, and none more fitting than Steve Yates. And
he's swapping all this for a bit of sunshine.
I wish, yeah.
And now you've obviously, your job now is to replace him. Is that search ongoing? Has it started already?
For
getting, are you looking for another member of staff to replace Steve?
I'll be reviewing all my staff and my options through the summer, and it's like every summer, isn't it? You certainly won't be seeing the same team that's finished the game today, and there'll be changes along the way, and that's football. It sets up to be an interesting summer nonetheless, and to see where we want to go with it.
How far down the line are you with any potential targets? Are you at the position where you start to talk to agents, to players?
Well, yeah, of course. That's a regular occurrence through the season, but till my budget's finalised in the middle of May, knowing what I've got to play with, and then you get things lined up, but we wait to see what the final budget is and where we're going to go with it.
Yeah. Is that a frustration that it's the middle of May rather than being done
already?
No,
not really, because the season's, there's a lot of teams don't finish till next season. It's not a problem at all. Obviously, there is room for manoeuvre of where we're at anyway at the minute. It's just making sure that we finalise where we are with it.
Yeah, and the club, it's probably not a crossroads, but it's an important summer, isn't it? There's a chance to really kick on rather than tread water.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, I've been at the club now 4 years, 3 years as a manager, and I personally certainly, want to have a right good go for it next year. And like I keep saying to people, and this is not me being a cop out, but you can't keep overachieving year in year out. It doesn't happen, and we've got to have a seriously look at our recruitment and how we go about it in the summer to make sure that we can potentially get them players that can edge that 7-point gap from where we are from the playoffs. It's not a million miles away, but it's also key that we don't get the second season syndrome. A lot of the times, a lot of teams, you see it a lot of times, the second season, it's not as good as the first season back into League One. We've got to be careful that doesn't happen, and the way that doesn't happen is by getting some very, very good players into the football club to go with a talented group that kicks them on further and puts everybody under pressures for the starting 11. So it's, like I say, one of my famous words. It's not rocket science, is it?
Absolutely. And for you, do you get a break in any of all this?
I'll get a bit of a break, yeah, but I've got a manic summer. Like I say, I'd like to bring in 10, 11 players to this group and have a real good go at it next season. And like I say, it's a difficult league. You've got Portsmouth, you've got Doncaster, you've got Plymouth coming up, and another from the playoffs. You potentially got one of Blackburn, Notts Forest, and Birmingham coming down with Rotherham and Wigan. It's not getting easy, does it? And and you got to be able to make sure you can be more than competitive if we have dreams of trying to get into the Championship. That's the reality of the situation.
But I suppose the one thing you've done this season and the previous two is you've made yourself more attractive to potential players who a year ago wouldn't have thought to come into Rovers. Hopefully
to
now
be honest,
would.
it's a load of rubbish anyway. Listen, players will go where the money goes. Don't beat around the bush and cop out. Listen, if a player's getting offered a £500 a week extra somewhere else, he's going somewhere else. It's not about that. Yeah, no, we're a football club. We've done great to build the staff up. We've got decent facilities, as in the training ground. Although we're hopefully to move in a year's time, which is another added bonus. There's a lot of good things have been happening over certainly the last 12-15 months. But you can't stand still in football, and you can't stand still when it comes to recruitment. And as always, as in recruiting players, it's money talks. If you want the best players to pay, you've got to pay. The budgets now are big. The competitiveness of the budgets are big. Championship, you're looking at it's the 6th biggest league in the world now. 360 million wage bill. So there's a lot of work to be done, but the owners have done fantastic in the time they've been here. I know there's a lot of hard work going off behind the scenes, and hopefully we can all have a positive summer and move on and improve in the squad, which is obviously my job.